Okay, so now let's start with Microsoft Azure AI Fundamentals, and in this particular module we are going to talk about overview of artificial intelligence. The agenda of this particular module is going to talk about three things. First, we are going to talk about fundamental AI concepts. Then we'll talk about fundamentals of machine learning and whatever we need to know about ML. And then finally, we are going to talk about fundamentals of Azure AI Service, where whatever flavors of Azure AI services are available with respect to AI, that's where we are going to focus. After completing this module, you will be able to explain what AI is, and you will understand what is the importance of the responsible AI. You will also understand different types of machine learning models and which kind of algorithms are there inside that. And then you will be able to identify the AI services which are available on Azure. And then out of those services, which services will be useful for you in your day-to-day work. Let's start with fundamental AI concepts. In this, the first thing is we need to understand what is artificial intelligence. Now, definition says that this is going to be a software that imitates human capabilities. So we will have software applications, we will have devices which are integrated with AI where they are trying to mimic the human capabilities. These applications can predict outcomes and recognize patterns based on historical data. You will provide data, based on that the applications will process data, and then it is going to give you an answer. It is also going to help you to recognize abnormal events or making decisions. It's also going to help you to interpret visual input. As like a human, you can provide some kind of a visual data and then it can give you the analytics of that. Or maybe you can just give a textual data and it will generate images and videos, kind of generative content with that. Understanding language and engaging in conversation is also one of the part of artificial intelligence, where you can create bots and then those bots are going to help you to answer the questions of your customers and based on the query which you have provided into that particular data. And finally, it's going to help you in extracting information from the sources to gain knowledge, which can be a sources which can be physical document or some other knowledge base which you are providing. Combinedly, all these things are going to come under the criteria of artificial intelligence, where we are making sure that our applications and our devices are being intelligent, which can mimic the human capabilities and be able to solve our day-to-day problems with that. Now let's see what kind of common AI workloads are there. We basically have 6 different parts here. First one is machine learning. Machine learning is going to provide predictive model based on your data and statistics. Obviously, this is the base foundation of AI, because without providing data and without training your machines on that, you won't be able to give proper answers. The second one is computer vision. This is providing a capabilities within AI to interpret the world visually through your cameras, videos, and images. You can provide this kind of content and then computer vision can analyze that and help you in understanding or finding the answer based on that. Then we have NLP, natural language processing. This capabilities within AI is going to help you to interpret written or spoken languages, and it's going to respond appropriately. You can give an input in speech, you can provide a handwritten text and analyze that, or maybe you're just going to write some particular text in the input format where it can interpret that and it can give you a processed output associated with that. The fourth one is document intelligence. This capabilities of AI is going to help you to manage your manual documents. Maybe you have couple of physical documents, books, and other formats associated with that. This high volume of data, which is there in the form of forms and documents, will be processed using document intelligence in a much shorter time and with perfection. Then we have knowledge mining. Obviously, when we have a huge amount of data, AI will help you to extract this information from large volumes. Most often, it is going to be an unstructured data where you are going to create a searchable knowledge store. If you are a technical person and created any search store with indexes, this is very similar to that. And finally, we have the most popular part of AI, which is Gen AI or formerly known as generative AI, which is going to help you to create original content in a variety of formats. It can be a language specific document, it can be an image, a code with the particular programming language, and many more things. When you want to generate something with the help of AI, Gen AI is the part where you want to focus. Combinedly, all these workloads are going to be discussed in this course, and we are going to see them one by one. Obviously, when you're going to use these AI workloads, before using them, you need to understand what are the principles of responsible AI. Remember, every day there are different AI applications which are getting developed, and there are chances that when you develop an API, it is not matching with the compliance of responsible AI. Wherever you are launching this application, maybe that country or the government of that country is going to ban your application because you are not following the responsible AI principle. It is must for everyone to understand that whatever responsible AI principles are there and how to make sure that we match with all the standards. The first principle here is fairness, where they are just going to make sure that you should make sure that it should not be biased. Your AI should not be biased because it can affect the result. And there are some examples which are given on the slide which you can understand, like when you have a loan approval system, and if you have created a machine learning model which is having a discrimination based on the gender bias, and if it is giving you the result which is a biased result based on that, that's something which is not a correct way of using AI. So you have to make sure that the data which you are providing should not be biased, so that you can train the model on that and you can generate a proper unbiased result with that. The second one is focusing on reliability and safety. There are chances when you develop AI application, it can have issues and errors inside that. Like maybe you have an autonomous vehicle which is having a self-driving experience associated with that. Now it sounds cool, but when you are using that, there are chances that the car or the vehicle can have a system failure associated with that, which can cause a collision. If that kind of situation happens, you have to first make sure that AI applications are enough reliable and safe for every user who are using them. Then we have privacy and security. Private data could be exposed, and we have different compliance standards based on different countries and governments. I'm sure you heard about GDPR, which is extensively used in certain part of the world. Now, when you have this kind of policy, a personal identifiable information or a medical diagnostics data of any human should not be used inside a model training, or if it is used, it should not have a sensitive patient data exposed with that. This is something which you have to keep in mind, and in certain places in the world, you have to take permissions before using users' data. Fourth one is inclusiveness. There are chances that when you develop an AI application, some solutions of this AI application may not work for everyone. There are chances that you are creating a predictive app which is going to provide no audio output for visual impaired users. Maybe that's perfect for a person who can hear and speak normally, but not for a visually impaired person who cannot see things. So the point is, there are chances that when you develop application, it's not going to have inclusiveness for everyone. Next, we have transparency. Obviously, user must trust a complex system, and how the trust is going to be built if everything is transparent. An AI-based financial tool makes an investment recommendations. How I should trust and how I can invest my money based on that AI system? Well, obviously, the data which is used for that is very important, as well as the organization who's building that. The transparency with the data and what kind of data you have used in that is going to be a very important part. And last but not the least, we have accountability. When something goes wrong in AI systems or AI applications, who is liable for that? Who is responsible for this? There are chances that an innocent person is convicted of a crime based on an evidence from a facial recognition. If this data is correct, if this recognition is correct, who is going to be responsible for this? Same way, an autonomous vehicle is, let's say, a vehicle is meeting with an accident, who's responsible for this? The car company who has designed that vehicle, the developer who has created that AI application code, or maybe that country who has allowed that application to be used in that country. Now, these are all things we have to keep in mind. So who is responsible for that particular accountability? That is one of the important principles of responsible AI.